Hello, welcome back to Sabretooth at Nethemba, where we care about your security. Just had some audio issues which I fixed. Apparently, this is one of the hardest systems on HackTheBox, from what Rick just said. I asked him if there is anything I needed to do, especially here, for a challenge, and he said, I've not even rooted this one. I can't help you. I'm not going to give you any extra challenges. Wow. Okay. Let's see how many, look at the difficulty. A lot of people have done medium here. But this is insane. Not literally. How many people have even solved this thing? That's a really good question, actually. Let's take a look. Maybe I can go to machine info. I just don't want any hints or anything. So what if I go back here and look up retired just whilst this is starting up? Oh, there's not even 1,000 people who have rooted this. Wow. Oh, there's even fewer over here. Okay, not even 1,000 people. Ha. Okay, if you want to see what I can really do, this is probably the one, or what I can't do, more likely. We have everything ready. We've got this set up. The only other in hard is Joker. I'm surprised this is not an insane then in that case. The last thing we did on Try Hack Me was lazy admin, for easy. The last thing we did on HackTheBox, I think, was haircut. I've also upgraded to VIP Plus. I didn't want to, but HackTheBox is getting rid of the VIP tier, which I think is ridiculous, quite honestly. But that's okay. That's okay. We will manage. So 10, 129, 29, 106. Okay, this is completely different to what I'm used to seeing. It's only 10, 10, 10 something. But I guess not this time. So Nmap. T5. All ports, all scripts, well, aggressive scam, and off we go. Maybe I'll put this one into my etc host so I don't have to keep remembering that IP. I might do that. I might do that now. So sudo nano etc host. It's been a while since I've added something to this file. That was wrong. Of course, I've actually changed my system, as I say, since then, so all my previous entries are gone, not that it matters. So we're going to do this as holiday.htb. Okay. Okay. We have port 22, which is SSH, and 8,000 for HTTP, but this has got Node.js. I see why this is going to be awkward now. Node.js. I'm not too worried about Node.js, so let me just give you a little bit of background. My first programming language was Java, and my first scripting language, which I learned as part of university, was JavaScript and Ajax and things like this, so it's not too bad for me, but I can imagine that it would be for some people. Right then, I guess we better start on port 8000. Holiday.htb 8000. But first, let me get rid of Google because we don't want this. How do we get rid of this altogether? I'll do Wikipedia at the very least. Yeah, so it goes to Wiki rather than Google, because that way it doesn't give me any spoilers if this actually happens, if this actually goes through by accident. I wish there was a way to turn this off altogether. There might be, there might not be. Ooh, Hexagon. Good stuff. Booking management. Let's view source on this one. I can't view source. This is literally just an image. Inspect though. Image hex. Okay, there doesn't seem to be much here at all. Fine. Interesting. We've got Bootstrap. We've got jQuery. So it looks like it might use Ajax and things, I suppose, if it's got jQuery here. jQuery 1.11. Maybe it won't. That's all I've ever really used jQuery for, things like that. Right, well, good start. Let's robots.txt this. Okay, fine. And we've updated that, we have. And let's clear that, and we're going to do GoBuster. Word list. We can literally go back. Does this work? I thought it might. Secless. So I've done a I'll explain it in a sec. Yeah, directory list lowercase. Is it big or large? Big. I've done a symlink, so rather than putting in that massive long back tools, word list, set list, discovery, web stuff, whatever it is, I've literally just created a symlink. And as you can see here, we've got this desktop streaming thing here, but I've actually done a symlink on this as well. Not that you see it here, so that I can go straight to the streaming directory in the home folder. Okay, so let us update notes. Web on 8000 shows nothing interesting. No robots, no anything. So I'm guessing it's going to be a directory brute force. Okay, so while we're here, let's do dir search because we can. Can't remember how dir search works. It's just got URL, has it? It's just the default list for that, and then we'll run a more thorough one. Maybe too many threads now that dir search is running as well. Let's get rid of the threads and just go again. So how come this is finding admin and login, but this one isn't? Surely that's the first thing it'd find. What? I don't understand. I'll come back to that problem in a minute. But anyway, we've got admin and login. That's just confusing. So let's have a look at admin, which should redirect to login according to... Okay. So we've got please sign in, username, password. Fantastic. I could have just guessed these, to be fair, like manually. Dir search shows login. Okay. So obviously we are going to go admin, hang on, invalid user. So there's no point in doing admin with other things because the admin user doesn't exist. Okay, guest. Okay, has it found anything else? We've got CSS, image, JS. We've got a JS script here. Login, log out. Let's have a look in the JS thing here. Cannot get JS. Okay, fair enough. 96, 97. Yeah, I mean, that's not finding anything. That's very strange. I'm going to come back to that problem. Anyway, so let's go on to like this, or 1 equals 1 for some SQL injection. Invalid user, doesn't look likely. Okay, let's open burp and see what's happening under the hood. let's just do a run of characters and see what happens, see if we can get some sort of error back at all. Speaking of which, error occurred. Which character caused that? Hang on a minute. I only tried the first few, didn't I? Invalid user. Error occurred. That was on the quote. How do I get rid of this? This is so annoying. Right, how do I get rid of this? How do I remove this entirely? Because I hate this idea. It's got to be under privacy and security, right? Has to save password, save them for the addresses, warn you for this, block dangerous deceptive. Okay, well, whatever. I'm not wasting time on this here. I'll do it later. So we have dollar. We have percent. And I think we got as far as this one, perhaps. So it's literally just double quotes. So what if we use double quote for are this or 1 equals 1? We'll try this, because sometimes it does use double quotes instead of single. It's rare though. Nothing. What if we do this or 1 equals 1, and we'll get rid of this, because now what happens is if it's adding a quote at the right, I'll explain how this works, providing it works. Let's take a look. There's no point explaining it if it doesn't. Ha! We've got a name appearing here. Right, let's explain why this works. So login form allows this. So what would happen is if it says select whatever from whatever table users, right, where name equals where name equals whatever we input, right, like that, and password equals whatever, right, but we're not worried about password. So if it does that and we enter this as our input, that's going to appear in between here, right? Oh, hang on, and this as well. Let's back up. So in place of input, we do this. So what's going to happen is it's going to select where the name is blank or where 1 equals 1. And you can see that the quote that it put in as part of the initial thing finishes off our query. So it's checking whether 1 equals 1, which it always does. So it returns the first user. Now, interestingly, that worked for the user. What I could try is this and then kill the rest of the query. The problem is if I do that, I've got a feeling then if it doesn't work, if that's not working, because what that should do is I'd close that off and then did that, and so all of this should be ignored after the comment. So if that doesn't work, I'm guessing it's checking the password first. It'll say select whatever from users where password is whatever and name is whatever. So does this mean that I can put in right, does that mean I can keep this here? No, it's not going to work. I suppose what I could try is right, login form allows one and returns the username Rick A. So if it does that, select whatever from where password equals whatever we input. And username equals whatever we input. If that's the query, then how about we do something like this or 1 equals 1. Because if we put that in there, in the password, and username equals Rick A. Right, what's now going to happen is, this might not work, but if this goes in the password input, it's going to check if the password is blank or 1 equals 1, which it is, and the username is Rick A, which it will be, and the rest of this is commented out. That's the idea, I think. At least that's what I would do. So let's put you in there. Nah, that didn't work. There's some formatting here that I'm not too sure of. There's some formatting here that I'm not too sure of. Whoops. So I'm actually going to take this to SQL map. I would quite like to play around with this manually, and I will probably eventually do so just for fun. But let's actually just take this to SQL map and see what happens here. We're just going to go, I'm actually going to put Rick A for both username and password here. We're going to run this through burp. We're going to get the, go away. We're going to get the proxy intercept running. I've got no problem taking this to SQL map. I could figure out the thing, but apparently this is such a difficult system, and this from what Rick said to me, he said I can get into the admin panel no problem, and after that I'm totally stuck. So I'm assuming that this is the easy bit. That's the only thing I know about this system. So we'll do that. We'll run that. And then this post request here, we can grab that and let it fly. Nano post 1.txt, throw you in there, save, and then SQL map. That is installed, isn't it? It's outdated there. Okay, that's fine. Let's update just in case. Although this is an old system, so fine, I'll leave it clear. So SQL map, we're going to run the request, which is in post 1. We're going to give it level 5, and then risk 3. That's the highest it can do. We're going to give it threads 10. We'll give it a batch. Is that it? Let's just try that and see what happens. Aha. Okay, it's Boolean blind. And it's using the incorrect password string to figure out whether it's getting a result or not. That's clever. Okay, nice. So this looks pretty good. So we shall definitely see what's happening here. We'll get rid of that for now. We'll just do it through SQL map. I'm happy enough with that. And hopefully it won't take too long, but it is running level 5 risk 3, so it might take ages. So I'm going to stop the video, and then once this query is done, I will be back. Oh, hang on a minute. We've got Chris. Hang on. There seems to be a continuous problem with connection to the target. That could be the threads. So I think what I might do is just run that again without that. So it'll take even longer now. And I might, if it carries on, I might even change the user agent as well. So keep rotating different user agents just to see if there's a, this site is not liking this at all, is it? Intriguing. So it doesn't like very heavy battering. So I may revert the system and just do a really slow scan, and then I'll be back when, oh no, it's recovered. Yeah, I think doing 10 threads was a mistake. Maybe even doing 1 thread is a mistake. We shall see. Okay, I'll be back. Depending on what happens, I'll let you know. Oh no, we're doing well. We're doing well, as you can see. Maybe I won't go anywhere because it seems to be flying through this now. Okay, so that's fine. It's absolutely done there, so I don't even have to. I don't even have to go away and be back. So now that we've got this, we can get rid of batch and level 5 and risk 3. And what we're going to do is we're just going to literally dump and see if it dumps everything. See if it can. It's finding the is it the tables or the columns? Tables. Maybe I shouldn't have written. Maybe I shouldn't have dumped everything. Maybe just whatever's in the user table. Let's just kill that. We will select database SQLite master DB. Okay, so we'll do that. SQLite master DB. And we're just going to list the tables. Okay, and so we're going to use the table users and then list the columns. I thought users would be the one. I guess it will. So it's just figuring out. It's got username, text, password. Yeah, so that's what we're after, username and password. It's just doing the retrieval of the, there we go, columns. So we could just dump, we'll just dump all of this, to be fair. Rather than everything in the whole database, just the users table. That looks like a password hash. That looks like a password hash. Yeah, and there's the username. Now, shall we crack them with a dictionary-based attack? Well, let's do that. Let's do that and just see if it has it in the original dictionary. I'm not sure how long this is going to take. It can see it as an MD5 hash at least. So yeah, it's not able to do that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're okay with that. So we will grab this info from here. It's just a case then of cracking this hash, I guess, which we could use a few things, but let's first go to crack station and see if we can save us a brute force job. Yeah, that worked. Oh, of course, it's going to Wikipedia now, isn't it? I need to change that back to Google, I guess. But I thought crackstation.net would go straight there. It's ridiculous. Rickrolled. Okay. Crackstation shows. Okay, that's fine. So we should now be able to gain access. I've lost my original, oh no, it's in a different, there we go. Okay, now we're there. So this is as far as Rick got, which is interesting because it's his username, isn't it, Rick? This is as far as Ricky got. Okay. So it's a good job we didn't dump that whole table. Can you imagine if it was having to like output each one of these rows? And then all of this inside every one of the, yeah, it's awkward. Excuse me. Right, so we've got Right, let's just take one of these then and go on to notes. Okay, that didn't actually add anything. Oh, all notes must be approved by an administrator. This can take up to 1 minute, really? So if I keep refreshing, will that appear within a minute, is the question. Surely not. I've not been keeping track of the time. I mean, how long is a minute? Don't say 60. Oh, okay. So it looks like there is a user, or in this case, an automated script, which is simulating a user, checking what I put here. So this is a prime indicator of what we should do here. Cross-site scripting, perhaps. Or CSRF, but the thing is with cross-site request forgery is that I need to have some sort of idea of what an admin can do and the type of the request, what the request looks like, so then I can forge one and send a link to them, and then it'll do that as their account. So CSRF is out. Cross-site scripting, probably more of a thing. So if the admin is hitting this every minute, okay, let's try script source equals and see if it can connect back to us. What is our IP? Now I've changed my thing to VIP plus, so now we are 10, 10, 14, 37, which is a brand new one for me. Okay, so we'll see if we can connect back to there. We'll put in a HTTP as well. I'll just leave it as that, I guess. Well, I'll put in moo.text. Let's see if that works. Now, should I get a netcat listener or a server running? Probably a server. Let's do Python 3 HTTP server on port 80. Whoops, I need sudo for that. So sudo there we go, that's it running. Did you know you could do that? Sudo and then that it runs the last command. Lovely, isn't it? So I'll run this. And then we're waiting for a connection back here just to see if it tries to grab the script that I gave it. Even though it's not an actual script, you know, script source is what I meant to say. Even though it's not an actual source, which, you know, we can use for whatever. Right, I think if we're delving into JavaScript, I'll be back just 1 second. Back when I was doing my university courses, this book is full. This is all JavaScript, and Ajax and things like this. So, and jQuery and everything like this, which is great. So I've got this here, so if I'm looking this side, I'm just flicking through this book. I've not got any sort of connection back yet. Let's just have another refresh and check, see what's happened in the notes. Oh, what? Maybe, what? Huh. So it's changing our angle brackets into something which is web safe. So that's the less than and that's the greater than. Let's try the same with the image. I'm assuming the same will happen, but I'll be dumb not to try it. Oh, I didn't do a closing script tag. That wouldn't have worked anyway. I need to do a closing script tag. So we'll try that one. But I think the same will apply. Hang on, let's put you this side. Let's put you this side, and then we can look at both at once. I understand that my face is here, but that's fine, because you should be able to see that at least. Yeah, it's not done the image tag yet. It's literally just done the script. Okay. So if this is going to take a minute every time I need to try some sort of injection, this is going to be a long video, so I'm going to have to cut some of this out, I'm sure. Oh, look at this. It's trying to find moo.txt from my server. Ah, what? Hang on, let's refresh and see what happens here. Oh, so it allows tags. That doesn't make any sense. It must detect script and then turn all of these into web safe, which means I might be able to do cross-site scripting using this image tag here. Right, let's update notes. When visiting what's it called? A booking, we can leave a note which an administrator approves every minute or so. When we try script alert, well, I didn't do an alert, did we? Script, whatever, blah. The angle brackets were sanitized. Good word. Yes, I know it's a Z if you're American, but I'm British, so it's an S. We're sanitized as follows. And then I can just do a copy of this, right? As an image tag, however, they were not. Help world. Yeah, probably. I didn't even notice. We received a connection. Right, so we've got something to work with, and we know that cross-site scripting is probably going to be the way, unless we can use this to upload a shell. I don't see how. Really don't see how. I'm trying to think how I can do it where, if it was a script tag, I could apply a JS file. Like I could host a JS file in this directory and have it execute, but as an image, I can't unless it's an on error or something like that, some sort of Did I put quotes in? Because the quotes are gone. Let me just double check that. Did I put quotes in? Let's try that. I don't want to do an alert, because if something alerts and pops up on the admin side, obviously it's, well, I mean, it's not a case of not being detected. It's just more the fact that if it's graphical and something pops up, then maybe the script will stop, but it's not likely to be graphical, is it? So I'll just do document write anyway, so it writes to the page. Let's try that. So I'll know when it comes back because it'll hit that at the very least. But I'm not sure how to check whether the on error works or not. Oh, there we go. I'm not sure how to check whether the on error works or not. Oh, it got rid of the on error. It got rid of the quotes as well. It didn't get rid of the quotes in the script tags, but it got rid of the quotes in the image tag. Rick, I can see exactly why you're stuck at this point. Okay, let's update notes. The on error is removed entirely. Also, any are removed. So that's going to make things a lot harder. That's going to make things a lot harder. So what happens if instead we try the same again without the on error, of course. Try the same again, but we're going to change our quotes and put in single quotes here instead of double quotes and see if that makes any difference at all. Also, we'll try it again and we're going to change the file so we'll know which one is requested. And we're going to try some backticks as well here and see if these work. So we should get 2 connections coming through, one more for Moo and one for Moo1. And we'll see which ones actually work, which ones don't. So we're just waiting on this right now. Let me flick through my book while this is happening. Yeah. Okay, so we've got moo.text. We didn't get moo1.text for whatever reason. So let's refresh and take another look. Okay. So we've got no quotes. We've got moo1 on here. I'm not sure why we didn't get a thing for that. Maybe these quotes meant that it wasn't requested. So backticks don't work. And it looks like single quotes are not good. So if we can't quote anything, how do we get around this? How do we get around this? Okay, so what I'm going to do is OWASP, XSS, filter, bypass. Okay, let's change this back to Google because this is going to get annoying. This is going to get annoying. I thought it was actually really going to help, but it doesn't. It really doesn't at all. There we go. Whoa, what's happening? Gone back to the original logo from, oh yeah. OWASP. A lot of trending searches at the minute. I suppose there always will be. XSS filter, but evasion, that's the one, cheat sheet. Let's try this. Let's see what we can find here. So basic XSS test here, we've done that, and this is what I mean about getting a JS file. That's not a worst idea in the world, you know. Okay, got A on mouse over. That's interesting because it allows image tags, and then it has the script tag in between. I wonder if we put a script tag in between an image tag. I wonder whether that would work. Let's see what we can do. Let's do image. So well, I might not even need to do source. Well, equals X, and then in here, I know I'll keep it lowercase for now, but I'll try camel case or something. We won't alert things. We're just going to document.write. I mean, you can't write anything because we can't use quotes. let's try this. Might not need the... leave it. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. So we'll try this and see what comes out. But while I'm waiting for this, I'm going to keep flicking through this book. I honestly can't see anything happening. I don't know if it's been a minute or whether it hasn't. I need to start keeping track of times, you know. I do need to start keeping track of times. But I mean, Mu 1 was the last thing we saw. There we go. So it still has this here, regardless. This is rather interesting. So what if we do... What if we make it think that it's everything is inside a quote? Does that make sense? Quotes are removed. Are they removed? Right, let's have a look. Yeah, on error is no good. That doesn't work at all. Okay, let's go back and just search image source equals. We'll just search for that, and we're going to stick with this because we know that this kind of works. Maybe it's as simple as that. Yeah, that's more the thing I was thinking of. Although that's got on error, we don't really want on anything. That's blocked. So let's do this and see if we can put it all inside a quote. So we'll see if we can just... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That was a pure accident. You watch this one work, but that was pure accident. So if we do image source equals ABC and see if we can put it all inside a quote somehow. And then we have script, document route 1, 2, 3 scripts. What have I got in here? Hang on, I've got things attached. Give me a sec. Yeah, okay, that might work. Yeah, I've got very similar here. Image source, ABC scripts, document write scripts here. Okay, we'll try this. I'm not sure how these slashes are going to affect things, but what it's basically doing is it's putting all of this inside these quotes. So the image source tag contains, that's the source, and then that's the end of the image tag. Probably, possibly. We'll try that. We'll try that. Oh, look, that was the previous one where I said you watch this work. Our script tags actually have... Let me put this back. And that means the one that I've just tried should work as well. Really? Right, let's wait for this next one as well. I'd just like to make sure that my ideas are actually working. I mean, 11:27, we're now 11:29, so we must be coming up soon. Yeah, there it is. So image source ABC. There are no quotes, but the quotes, it's still seeing it as, wow, putting it in there made the script tag work. So the reason we don't see the document write 1, 2, 3 is because that happens on the admin side. Unfortunately, we can't see that here, which is a bit of a shame. Would have been nice to see the output. But it looks like we can sneak in script tags in between this image tag. This is really cool. This is really cool. So this one, results in, it's not the first time I've seen this. It's the first time I've seen this particular example, but it's not the first time I've done this sort of bypassing. This happens a fair amount, to be fair, in my work. So that's looking great. That's looking really good. So now it's just a case of being able to have our script pull back a JS file from here, and then we can put whatever code we want in there. The problem is we can't use quotes. So what about trying something like this? If we can do a script, what if we, hang on. If we do script and then, I don't know, man. Right, let's get that tag in as well. Just so we have this. I know we've got image tags outside, not bothered about those, that's not the issue. Eval, we evaluate something. No, because what we're going to evaluate. Oh, okay, I've got an idea. Let me just check this again. String from car code. So what this does is this manages to alert XSS. Let's see if I can actually run this in browser by going to inspect console. Right, and the way it does this is, oh look, I've got XSS on Google. Woohoo! I really haven't. So the way this works is that that's an X in decimal, and that's an S, and that's an S, and it creates a string from these character codes. It turns them from decimal into ASCII, and then JavaScript alerts that. But can you see we was able to get a string XSS without having to use quotes? So this looks good, right? So let's figure this out piece by piece. What we need to do is we need to document write. This writes it to their page. Okay, so this takes the word XSS and writes it to their page. What we then need to do is, assuming that this XSS is replaced by JavaScript code, we then want to evaluate the code that's been written. So I think we should be able to do eval like that. So it turns it from this into a string, it writes it to the page, and then it evaluates what's been written to the page. In other words, it runs it. And if that goes between the script tags, do you know what? This really could work. This really could work. Like that. So now all we need to do, well, let's get the rest of this as well. So that should work. But now we just need to think of something for it to evaluate. And what we want it to do is connect to our system. So how do we do that? Let me look through my book. Let me look through my book. Let me look through my thingy. I mean, maybe not. Maybe we can just go back to our original idea of a script source. Would that work inside script tags? According to this, probably. Well, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's do a script source equals HTTP, whatever our IP address is. What is our IP address there? 10.10.14.37 slash injection. Let's make it easier. XSS.js, like that. So that, okay, let's try this. We can convert this to decimal, and right, how do we convert this to decimal first? Oh, character code or whatever. Is there anything in burp to do car code? There might be. There really isn't. That's a shame. Okay, car code encoder. Oh, we're still on Wikipedia. I need to change this in the actual let's do it. Let's do it now because it's going to annoy me. Oh, I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. I need to full screen this to do this. Forget it. Whatever. Character encoding. String from car code. Encoded characters. Let's do it encoder. It's only like decimal, but if I can find something online to do it for me, life is great. Life is great. Values to decode. It's confusing. It's decoded. Why can't I encode it? Well, it says encoder and decoder. Ah, it's there. My mistake. We're all good. Let's try that. Lame. Cyberchef. Of course, Cyberchef might work. That's from car code. Where's to car code? No. Why is this so difficult? Why is this so complicated? It can't be that hard. Come on, Uncle Jim, don't let me down. See? Uncle Jim, he's the one. He is absolutely the one. And then let's just make sure that this is the case. Oh, of course, he doesn't put in the commas because that's just too logical, is it? Right, do you know what? Let's just open some sort of text editor. And then just do find and replace, space, comma, and then replace all. I could have used a bash script or something. There isn't even a space in here. What is going on? Whatever that character is then, if it's not a space. Let's throw you in here. Get rid of that last comma, of course. Right, there we go. Uncle Jim saved the day. Okay, so that's going to connect back. This is ridiculous, man. There's no way this is going to work. Surely not. Well, there's one way to find out. I'm rather hoping I get some sort of callback here, because if not, then I need to restart everything from scratch, as in, you know, the whole idea from scratch. But at least I've got my notes, mostly. Let's see why this might not work. That's fine. Then we've got, runs the script, and in there we've got an eval, document write. Do we have enough brackets? 1, 2, 3 opening brackets leads to 1, 2, 3 closing brackets. We have not got that. We might need that, actually. We might need a semicolon. So in fact, we might even need a semicolon at the end of our I'll leave the semicolon off for the minute. Yeah, that didn't work. It didn't grab anything, which probably means it does need the my script started messing up again here. So how come it worked there but not? How come it worked here? That's confusing. Oh, I had it in quotes last time, didn't I? I had it in quotes. I had it in quotes, and I don't this time. Right, so let's put you in quotes. And that was until after the script tag, which was here. I'll get rid of that semicolon again. I'll put them in if I need to. Let's try that another time. Forgot about the quotes. Let's try that again. I'm rather hoping JavaScript lenient with semicolons, but I know it's not. I absolutely know it's not. And even this might need one. Well, we're still not got the other one through yet, so that's a good start. Now we have, and we've got the script tags. I think it's just missing the semicolons, guys. So we're going to put one in. Trying to figure out what it is I'm actually doing. Right. I'm going to stop the video and just play around with semicolons, but you're not going to miss anything. I promise. I'll just show you the working thing once I have it. It's based around this, I think. And it's just going to save a bit of time, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. Well, seconds for you. I'm back. All I've really done is added a semicolon in here, and I've added a semicolon here. And for some reason, it's still not working. But I thought rather than change too much, I'd come back and let you know the update. So if you look now, it's 11:46. So what we're doing is we are waiting till 11:47, and you'll see what comes out with this. So I'm trying to think what to do next. It's 11:47 now, but it's not been a minute. So if you look at this, we've got image source. I'm not sure if this is affecting anything. It may be, it may not be, but we have here this script. It probably won't be, because the source is actually ignored, and it's this that's running between here. Now we have eval, and then it's going to do the document string, and then it's going to do from car code. Hang on. Did I mess something up? Document right. So I deleted something accidentally, so there's no way that's going to run. When I was adding quotes and things. So let's just run another one. Sorry about that. So we'll go again. It's now 11:47, so we're waiting for 11:48. So it's going to write to the page, and then it's going to evaluate. I mean, the first thing it does is the string from car code to create this script tag, right? It then writes it to the page and then it evaluates it. I'm thinking maybe if this doesn't work, I can maybe skip the document right. It doesn't need to be written to the page for it to then evaluate what was written. We can skip that step. We can actually skip that step, I think. So 11:48, let's just make sure our 11:47 one has appeared. That's 11:46, we're not there yet. 11:47, there it is. So again, we've got the angle brackets. We're not getting anything back here at all. We're not getting anything back here at all. So my next step would be to remove the document right. And that means that we need to remove one of these brackets. I mean, probably I could have left that in and then put another semicolon after the bracket. I didn't even think about that. Anyway, that's one less to think about. Let's just try this and then I'll put it back in if I need to. Rick, I can see exactly why you didn't get anywhere on this. I can see exactly why it's so complicated. And then even if this does work, I've got to write the code inside my JavaScript file that it's going to try and grab. This is a nightmare. I need a bathroom break in a minute anyway. So what are we, 11:49? So we'll wait until 11:50 and then see what happens. Am I missing any more? If I've got an eval and a document right, then it means that I need 2 semicolons at the end. I've only got 1, I think. Yeah, exactly. I need another semicolon there. If this one doesn't work, I'm just going to try putting that in. Yeah, there's my 11:49. I've still not got anything back. Let's try this because I've done 2. I've done an eval statement and a string from car code, which means that I need probably a semicolon there to finish that command and then finish that command. So we're going to try this again. It's just tweaking, it's just tweaking based on observations. So it's now 11:50, so we're waiting for 11:51. We're obviously watching here just in case something comes back. We're hoping it does, but so far no luck, so I'm not holding out hope for that. There's probably something else quite obvious that I'm missing. Oh, we've also made sure that we've got a semicolon in here as well. I've added that. That was the 59 here. Thanks to Jim and his JavaScript whatever. So let's take a look back at here. $11:49, was that the one? Or was it 11:50? I can't remember. No, that one's only got the 1 semicolon, so that wasn't the one. Maybe now. Yeah, we're still not got anything back. So I'm getting a little bit stuck. I'm going to go for a bathroom break, get a drink, and then figure out exactly what else I need to try. This is tough. This is really difficult, guys. So I will be back soon. Okay, I've not actually been to do anything yet, like get a drink or whatever, but I have a feeling, maybe, just maybe, I might have this back to front. Because I'm doing eval document write string to car code, but I think document write itself. What if I take this, because this is the script we actually want to run by the end, right? This is the script. Let's start again. This is the script we want to run by the end. So we need this written to page. So the document write needs to be here. The document write actually needs to be here in order for that to work. Also, this script source has a closing tag, but it doesn't have a... Oh, man, I messed everything up. Right, let's get rid of this closing tag. Right, we need to write this to page. We need to write this to page. So what we actually wanted to do is this needs to be in quotes. So document write this string. Then we need to do a string from car code, this string, and a val and everything else. So we can put this before it. Okay, so we've got 1 and 1. We've got 2 and 2. That's it. There's just 2 opening here. Oh no, there's 3 opening. These need to be in quotes. It's going to document write this. But the script source needs to be in. Can I use single quotes here just to make my life easier? Can I do that? Can I do that? So we've got a script source here. We then document write all of this, and then we need to string from car code it. We've not yet put it in car code, but we shall. And then we need to evaluate it, which is this. And then we can put this on the end. Blooming insane, man. So what we need to do, I've got a feeling I should delete that, but I won't. What I need to do is, right, we need to generate the car code of the... Do we even include those? No, all of this. Between this and all of that. All of that. Okay, so we're going to go to Jim, good old Jim, and turn that into character code. We're going to go into our notepad whatever thing, and then find and replace, and get rid of the very last comma. Well, whatever. So now this becomes... Now this becomes... that. I think. Do you remember that I said JavaScript stuff's going to be easy for me? I think I'm an idiot. I think I'm an idiot. This is so complicated. I get why Rick never rooted this one. I understand. I totally 100% understand. It's just a little bit of trial and error at this point, based on things which might work, based on things which, you know, we've observed as we were going. I don't see this working either. Yeah, I think I had this back to front. but that might be better. Might be. Still nothing coming back. And I can't see where I'm going wrong. I don't understand where I'm going wrong. As in, it's not showing me any output. It's blind. I'm running blind on this. That's what makes this an interesting box, but also... okay. What do I do now? What do I do now? This looks absolutely spot on. Oh. No. No, I thought I saw something, but I didn't. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This looks so perfect right now. The only thing I can imagine is that this image tag with these quotes... No, because there aren't any other quotes once it's moved to car code. It's literally just from there to there. There are no other quotes which are visible. I need to get a drink. I need to think about this. Okay, I'm back. I've been looking over everything. The only thing that I can imagine is that although this is a self-contained script tag, it is likely still going to need a closing script tag. Like that, right? It might still need a closing script, because generally script tags, although it's self-contained, that's an opening tag. It does still need a closing one. So probably that was a dumb move from my part, but it's also one which is easily overlooked, I suppose. So we will once again generate some code here. Which is going to be pretty much the same as the other, except it has the extra thing on it. So what we're going to do is change this to that. Excuse me. And now I've got that. I'm hoping that it's just that I missed the closing tag. Time 12:04. And that's showing 11:58, so I'll give that just a minute or so. We've not had anything come back since 11:21, and it's now 12:05. It's been 45 minutes since we had anything come back on our listener, which is a little bit worrying. I may just have to go from scratch, just, to clear my head and restart and think about everything. Again, 12:04, still nothing. I'm starting to get annoyed now. I'm not sure what's missing anymore. Look through my book. I really don't know what's missing anymore at this point. Hang on, I'm missing that. I'm missing that, aren't I? Okay. Just small mistakes, guys. That's all it is. Small mistakes, but they mean everything. Small mistakes mean everything. It's not that I don't know what I'm doing, it's just that I'm making small mistakes when doing it. So we'll try that. I'm losing the will to live, quite honestly. 12:06. So we need to wait till it's now 12:07. So we need to wait till about 12:08, I guess, to check that. So we've got a minute to wait. This is insane. Yeah, I totally missed the. Yeah, I must have just copied up to there, right? I actually needed that as well. That as well. Which means now... Oh, I've still not got this. That is in the wrong place now. Look, that needs to be here. If at first you don't succeed, screw up many more times. But eventually, guys, eventually we're going to get there. Maybe. Maybe. Let's try again. If at first you don't succeed, screw up tons. 12:08. So we'll wait until 12:09. Look at this. Look at all these attempts. This is why I make these videos, because what would it be like if I just did a walkthrough, if I'd have solved this previously, and then I just give you a walkthrough of the correct path, and then you put in this code and the string from car code. What's that going to teach you guys? Absolutely nothing. What's it going to show? The correct way, but it doesn't go through the process. That's what this is all about. It's about the process. And you can see how I've built this up from nothing. You can see how I've screwed up so many times. And you can see how it's still not working even an hour later. So, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm hoping it's educational. I'm sorry if it's if you're yelling at the screen right now saying, you forgot this, you forgot this, you forgot this. Okay, still not got anything back. And again, it's just one of these things where now I just have to be really vigilant and look over everything. So we have this with the opening tag and the closing tag. We have the script here, we eval, and that's got its closing tag. We've got string conc from carcode, and that's got its closing tag. And in there we've got document write, and that's got its closing tag, right? And in there we have script source equals this, followed by the... Does this need a quote? Because it's a source tag, isn't it? Let me just have a check on this one. It probably doesn't. This one probably doesn't need a semicolon because it's not a function that we're running. It's not a function that we're running. It's literally just a source tag. So we'll try this one more time. Don't worry, we're getting there. It's just a slow process. We'll get rid of this one. Right, I might have put too many in. So we're going to calcode out. I wonder whether we should swap these over as well. Let's do a single quote at the start of this, and it won't matter. Probably won't matter. And then we'll do a double quote here. And we will do a double quote here as well, right? It shouldn't matter. But let me just update that here. Hang on. Okay, it needs to be here. I wonder what was going on. There we go. That's the one. That's the one. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What am I doing? Going into here. That's the one. Don't. That's already fine. Let's just leave that as is. Select that. Just double check that again. Single quote, beginning and end. You have this. There's no extra tag there. I think we're good to go. Let's replace all. Do this. We're going to replace that with that. They've got two closing tags. They've got two opening brackets. We're going again. This is getting harder and harder. 1212 we're looking for. After this one, I'm just taking a break, and then I might just restart from scratch, as in not the whole box, but this whole building this up, because I'm at the point now where there's quotes and there's tags and there's semicolons just flying about everywhere, and I need to get this absolutely straight in my head before I continue. Sometimes you've got to take a step back and take a break, and then you can build it up again with a fresh mind. This is by far the hardest box I've done, and I say that not just talking about try hack me and HackTheBox. I'm talking about OSCP as well. This is much harder than that, and again we've got nothing. That's it. I'm taking a break. I'll be back at some point in future today, so see you soon. Okay, I'm back. I'm having a few issues with this other webcam as well, which is quite ridiculous. Right, I've done everything, as in restarted the box, got a new IP address, gone back into here. I've just used the IP rather than update the other thing. I've just realised when logging in again that the username was Rick A and the password was never going to give you up. So obviously Rick Astley. Yeah, I honestly didn't twig that first time through. So let's just have a reminder, excuse me, of where we were at. We had this running, the HTTP server on 80. We had this, which didn't work. So we'll try it one more time, and I doubt there'll be any change. We're on 136 according to this, so we're looking at 137 for some sort of result on this. Obviously make sure that we are running with the cam. It seems to be okay. If my cam freezes, the recording will continue, but I'm just going to look like this, for the remainder of the video until I reset the cam. I'll notice it. So if that happens, we're just gonna have to deal with it, guys. I'm not gonna keep like restarting the video and things whenever there's a cam issue. Let's update this. We have, yeah, that runs, but this doesn't receive anything. So we're at the point now where I was saying, what the hell do I do next? Now, we've done the checks, we've done the image, and that ends there, and then this, and that ends there, and so on. I thought of something, but I've not yet tried it. But we should now probably try it. This needs the semicolon at the end because it's the end of a statement. That's going to be written to the page using document write, and then it's going to be executed. That is the end of that statement. Eval has this, and it's the end of the statement. Whereas string from car code is inside the eval function here, and therefore it's not the end of the statement. So I may have gotten overzealous with my semicolon somewhat. So this is the next thing to try, and then after that I'm going to have to start rewriting and building it from scratch, which I'm sorry guys, it's going to be a bit of a pain, but probably needs to be done. So we'll try this first. We are 138 at this point, so by 139 we should get our result, I guess, or at least shortly after 139. The next thing to think about once we got this working, one step at a time really, but once we got this working, is what do we put inside this xss.js script? I'm guessing we need some sort of, or the idea is we need some sort of cookie stealer. Assuming this uses cookies, unless it's in local storage. No, we've got a cookie here, that's fine. So if we replace that with the admin cookie, we should be able to get into the admin panel, assuming there is one. Yeah, that's gone, and we're still not. We have. Was it just that semicolon, really? It's trying to grab xss.js from my server, message file not found. Happy days, guys. Like spike, please. Come on, that's great. Nice. Okay, that took way too long. I've not been at it since, you know, we started. I've been away and I've been doing things and coming back. But you've seen every single step of me building this query. You know, it's not like I've just jumped to, oh, now we'll do this. It's like, okay, let's add to this. Let's remove from this. And Jim is incredible. I don't know who Jim is, but he's fantastic. So he's been helping out with the car code as well, which is good for him. Nice of him. Right, let's now create... let's first update notes. That's important. That took way too long. So what can I actually get rid of? Get rid of... Okay. We're going to leave it there, I think. Okay, it's been a mental couple of hours. My webcam keeps crashing, so I tried to fix that. There was someone at the door, so I tried to fix that. Anyway, I've reset the box and everything else. Just ran this once to make sure that it still works as we expected. So now we need to write xss.js. I've already thought of a plan, which I've put here. So we need to make a request to the target site, so it's in the context of the application. That's not us, that's the admin. And then the result will be returned, hopefully including their cookie value. And then we store it in a variable and send it to our local server. Variable, and send it to our local server. If my cam crashes, I will probably be like this, or like this, or like this. But whatever silly pose I'm doing, it'll be stuck like that for a while until I notice it. We're going to keep going. I'll see if I can sort it for next time. Joy. Right. So here's the question. What do we do? Well, first, let's run this code again, but instead of using a server, how about we use netcat just to see if we actually get, just see if we can get their cookie anyway, just from the request. That might save a lot of time, if so. It's always worth a try, right? So we'll see what comes back with regards to headers, see if the cookie is included. What cookie do we have? Connect.sid starts with S and then 3A. Okay. So I'm rather hoping this comes back soon. And I'm hoping it's the admin's request and not mine. It won't be mine. Admin needs to trigger this. There we go. Connection received on holiday.htb. Yes. Yes. We've not got a cookie in here at all. Localhost. That's interesting. Let's just take... and we've got get.xss.js. Interesting. Let's make a copy of that. So we're going to set our URL as that. Should we do this via Ajax? Now, do you say Ajax or do you say Ajax? Because it's a Dutch word, Ajax. And I kind of feel that that's how it should be said. Yeah, it's get request, get and post, simple get request. Okay. So let's grab the get request, assuming this one works. When I go, I get 401. Oh, okay, it's just not signing in. That's fine. Oh, they've got URL here. I don't think it matters where I put it, to be honest. Oh, I can just set URL literally as my URL variable, like that, right? Type get success. So on success, it runs this function, and that's the result here. So what's it going to do with the result? Put it in the console log and alert it. Let's not do that. As a result, let us, what do we reckon? Post. We're going to post to our address here, and the data we're going to send is res. Okay, so what is our IP once more? I told you IAX I'm good with. I've done this before when studying it years ago, so I should be okay with this at this point. So we're going to go to our IP HTTP, and we're going to have to put it on a different port. We can't do it on 80 because that's where our listener is for the original request, and then it needs to send this to another port. So we'll put it on, well, as this is 8000, let's do the same just to keep it consistent. What do we reckon? That okay? So let's do NCLVP8K. I'm guessing that probably I just need to run this again, right? And then we shall see. Okay, here goes nothing. Well, here goes everything, really. Are we still running? We are still running. That is cool. For now, anyway. So we are waiting for... Oh, my listener's not even up. My listener's not even up. Now it is. I've already missed it, or is it still coming? Let's wait and find out. There's every chance I've missed this, which is rather unfortunate, if so. But let's just give it a few more seconds. I may have to run this again. My listener wasn't up. However, having said that, I was wondering if it would run later, but let's just, on the safe side, let's just run the thing again. Hang on, that shows 239. Have we actually had one since then? Let's have a look. Yeah, we've totally missed that. 242. Okay, so I'll run one more time. This time we've got a listener waiting. And our other listener waiting. Yeah, so this looks somewhat accurate to me. I might need a slash on the end of my IP here, but we'll deal with that. Oh, I've used double quotes and single quotes there, and double quotes. I wonder if that matters. I might need to change that as well. I don't think JavaScript is that picky, but we shall see. And there we go. Oh, we've got some result, guys. Brilliant. Right, nice. So at least this is something. As if we got that first time. That was just copying from. It was literally just copying from this post, except I put the URL outside. I don't think it matters, and just changing the function to a post. That was really simple. Really simple. Easiest part so far. And then we get some sort of result here, which I'm hoping has our cookie in it, or has a cookie in it. Let's copy all of this. all of that's including the headers, obviously. Oof. I can't see the cookie in the headers. I can't see the cookie in the headers, guys. No, 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 no. What am I missing if the cookies aren't in the headers? Is there anything here that I've not got on mine? Because this is the admin, right? So this is the same, Eloise. That's exactly the same. We've got nothing new here. That's our payloads. And then agent add note with its value. I think we've got that as well. Admin panel defaults. It's more like it. Awaiting approval. Notes awaiting approval. Approved notes. Hidden name, cookie value equals. Wow, as if it's in the form. I was not expecting that. I was expecting it in the headers. Ha. Okay, let's highlight that. Is this actually going to work? Let us now take this value and just, oh, how dare you, sir. Let us now take this value and let's just compare it to our own. Aha, so connect SID is the cookie, and then it doesn't look the same. Oh, it does. 9BA511FO, 9BA811FO. So this all looks right. What about the first part? 84410. 3A, there's the 3A. Oh, that must be an equals S. So I think I just need to take it from there. Are we good? Is that it? I think that might be it, guys. Let's just update cookie value here. Got admin right here. We've got admin right here. I mean, I don't know what that's going to do for us. But we have an admin section now. Wow. Okay, we set our cookie to this and gain access to an admin tab. Right. I'm proud of this one. It's not a good box. I mean, I suppose it is, but it doesn't feel like a good box. It feels like an annoying box. It's very picky on syntax, which I suppose is normal. So let's grab that and shove that in there. I don't know what to do with this, though. I mean, can we now get to the admin page? We can. Lovely. I knew that existed due to the original thingy scan. Oh, this is great. Okay. We can now access there. We're getting there. Right, let's have a look around. Notes. Oh, that's export notes and export bookings. I really don't know what else to do at all. In fact, what else can I do here? Look at the bottom there. Export equals table. Export bottom left. Do you know what? I'm gonna get some Burp Suite running. I did have it running originally, but I rebooted and all sorts of things. I think I did anyway. So I'm gonna get some Burp Suite running on this. This is great so far. Not, but yes. I'll sort of keep changing my mind about it. It's kind of all right. It's difficult. Rick, did you get this far? It's my next question. Rick, did you get this far? Please tell me. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't, because this has not been easy so far. This has been a really, really tough box. And it's not over yet, but I'm hoping that once we get a shell, if we're able to ever get a shell, that it'll be quite nice to have an easy route. But we'll see. Maybe not. Oh, come on, Burp. Stop updating. We don't need you updated. This is an old system. Well, one thing's sure. I'm happy that this is going as well as it is. Why is that opening again? I'm sure it's already done that. Oh, it's because it's updated. Oh, right. Let's play around with this manually. Let's copy this link. Get rid of that. And we'll put it in here. Oh, we're starting now. We may as well do it in Burp. We've started now. We may as well do it in Burp. I was just getting to the right... Just getting into the mindset of doing it manually, but here we are. Come on, today would be lovely. What time are we on? 2:51 according to that. 3 p.m. Interesting one. Interesting one. Right, so I'm going to proxy and intercept. We're going to grab bookings from here. We're going to send that to the repeater. We could even send it to the intruder. But do we get a result? We don't get any response. We don't get any response at all. Why not? We should at least get a response back. I'm sure of it. Even if it's a blank one. Loading, loading, loading. Maybe there isn't a response. What about this one? Has everything just stopped working? Why? Disable. I know why. Remember the last time we used Burp? Network connections. We had this other proxy going on Joker, right? 10, 10, 10, 1, 3, 1, 28. Let's disable that now. The things you've got to remember. Right, let's try again. Okay, we're getting a response back. So this is nice. We're getting a lot of data. X powered by Express. Okay, that's Node.js. That's fine. We know about that. So let's go for test. Okay. Let's go for ls. See if we've got anything like that. What about that ls? About the table name. Okay, and what about OA, as in new line? Huh. Okay, what about %25? Okay, so okay, let's send this to the intruder and see what happens if we give it a fuzz. So we've got it already set up. We're going to add from the list and we're going to do fuzzing. Should we do quick or full? Let's just do quick and see what happens. So we've got 500 code on all of these. So that's no good to us. So let's do the same, and we're going to add to the list full fuzzing as well. So we're going to run again. And we'll do it by status code. So we've got a few things on here. Echo 111 just gives back OK. XSS test just gives back OK. And that's it. Everything else is 500 code. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's it. So the fuzzing here didn't really help. There could be a word list for fuzzing, and I suppose there will be. But I'm not entirely sure exactly what, unless we try SSRF or fuzzing out of band, XML injection. It could be anything like this, you know? Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything in the actual list itself. That's SQL injection, but I don't think that's going to help. We've got a lot here which are 200, but these are just the words like insert and things like that. Order by, delete, update, distinct, having, truncate, replace. And then we're on to the 500 codes again. Right, at this point, let's take a look at the ASCII table and just see if there's anything which we might be able to use, knowing that this is why is it ASCIItable.com? ASCIItable.com. Okay. See if there's anything we could use here which could be useful. No, but we can try $. See if there's any variable. I don't know. I mean, that's not going to do anything, is it? Invalid table name. So if we change it to the ASCII equivalent, hex equivalent, which is 24. So what if we use like and ls as well? So it allows and, which it would, because that's that's just adding it to the, hang on, let's use the hex equivalent to that as well, because at the minute it's just adding it to the, go away, query. Okay, so it's running some sort of command in the background, and we can use and to concatenate another command. You couldn't just use the ampersand, because that's used in URLs as, you know, question mark for first variable, then and second variable, and third variable. So you can do it this way. I have seen this before, but I must admit not for a while. We actually have some remote code execution right here. Okay. So we've got some RCE. Beautiful, beautiful. Right, so let me explain why. Let me explain why it wasn't able to find that when fuzzing. Which it should have been. It should have been able to. Probably. It would have those characters somewhere. It's because a lot of the characters are URL encoded, although technically that's what we need, isn't it? So should have found it if it was in there. Guess not, no matter. Perhaps if I'd have done something like, I don't know. I'm not sure what I could have done here to have found this. No matter. Tis what tis. We found it manually. Bit of stroke of luck. I was actually trying to get a variable using $, but HexDB, index, layouts, node, package.json, setup, static, and views. Nice. Let's go for who am I? Algernon. I am Algernon, the killer of Algernons. I don't know, do I? I'm just making it up as I go. And then ID, and then cat etc password. So we've got a list of people on the system, and Algernon is literally the only one other than root, so that's good. So we don't have to go into another user and then out again. Right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's just make a note of that as well. Burp Suite's so useful with its repeater, with its intruder, and that I just can't deal without Burp these days when pen testing at all. Literally the only app I have open 24/7. So let's get a reverse shell, I guess, if that's all we need to do. The problem is we can't use and, like ampersand, unless we encode it. We might be able to wget though. We can always wget. Where's Burp gone? There we go. We can always wget something and then load it in the site. We can't do a PHP shell though, can we? It's Node.js. Unless we can run it as well. So let's wget. Hang on a minute. I thought so. Then the A to Z 0 to 9. So we can't use dots. How are we going to get something from our IP address? I can't pull it from an IP if we can't use dots. Denied. What's it? Filtered. So we cannot grab a file from our IP unless you can use an IP address without a dot by representing it as a single decimal integer. IP4 address is fundamentally a 32-bit number. The dotted decimal format is human-friendly convention. So 192.168.1.1 can be written as the integer 32322. Wow. I've just learned something. I did not know this. I do now. It's got to be a converter now. So IP converter to integer converter, IP to decimal converter. Okay. Right. So if we ifconfig again and grab this, that can go in here. Does this work? Okay, that's running on port 80. So if I do that, HTTP. Oh my god, that does work. I'm gobsmacked. I did not know that was a thing. I've learned something, guys. Maybe I knew that from long ago. I do vaguely recall, but not really, not as such. I do know that when doing SQL injection, you can do a string literal as hex. I know that. But did I know that you could do IP as... I'm not sure. Okay. It gives us this for our IP. It looks like maybe providing I can use... Still not checked, but providing I can use that... What's happening? So I can't even use that as HTTP. Do I need HTTP though? Maybe. Maybe I might do. Right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. So if we can't do HTTP like that, it's not going to allow it, is it? Do I need it? Do I need it? That's the question. For wget, does it need to be HTTP? I guess not, because you can get things from other protocols, right? It says URL, but okay, so it saved that from google.com without the HTTP. Right, okay. So I don't even need to do that. Lovely. So I should be able to then wget from my IP, which is this. Maybe I'll write it here. Maybe I'll write it here instead. wget from our IP slash, it should allow slashes, hopefully, shell. That's literally all we need, isn't it? Other than the fact we're not going to shell. So let's make one. Nano shell. Do I use a interpreter, or can I just go into hack resources and just get a shell? Let's go on to do that, or the reverse shell generator. I don't think it really matters. Should we just try the bash shell, this one? Or this one? Let's just try the bash shell. I'll just try this some versions of bash. We'll try this one. So we're putting our IP 1010. I can't remember what it is anymore. 14, 38, 7, 9, 12, 37. 1010, 14, 37. Port 1234. Should we do that? Is that still running? That's still running. Okay. So get a listener going. Not there. Here. NC LVP 1234. Are we happy with this? That's still running. That's good. Are we happy with this? So I think it is literally just that. wget shell. Put that here. Okay, we didn't get a response, which is terrifying, but that's okay. I'll tell you what I could do though, is I could try doing, try doing ls again to see if the shell was uploaded. Not the worst plan in the world. No, there isn't a shell there. That did not work. That did not work at all, did it? wget, that's my IP, and then /shell. Did it try and grab it at least? It didn't. Oh, I thought that might have worked. Honestly thought that might have worked. So what was I doing wrong here then? Oh, I know what I was doing wrong. We need a plus or a 20 or something here. Okay, now we've got an okay. Just jam a plus in there, just to make the space, you know, in web. And then we can ls. Aha, shell exists. Okay. And then is it literally just bash plus shell? Do we need to chmod? Got it. I've actually got a shell on this system. I didn't think I ever would. If you're not giving a like already, please do. This is insane. It's great. Right, let's get this rooted. Oh, we should be able to get to the yeah, cat user dot text. Right, we've got our first flag. I'm smiling. I'm like legitimately smiling here. Legitimately smiling. So let's get limpies on here, I guess. Sudo L first because oh, we don't even need a password for that. Oh well, we know the way in now, don't we? Just need to hopefully GTFO bins and not worry too much about it. Hopefully. Let's find out. Let's find out. With no password, we can run user bin npm. Right, let's go. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. npm as sudo. As sudo. If a binary is allowed to run as super user by sudo, it does not drop the elevated privileges. Let's just make a note of this. In fact, to be fair, we can... Oh, I don't care about that, to be fair. Right, do we just run this code then? Let's try it. Yeah, so I can create here, that's fine. So we're going to run that. Followed by that. Followed by this, except sudo npm is not what we've got access to. Sudo user bin npm I. Oh, we've got to use it with the I flag. That's not going to work then, is it? Oh no. Oh, just say unsafe perm I. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Maybe I just need to update the path just to make sure that it gets the right, you know, make sure it does the right thing. Will this work? No TTY present and no ask pass program specified. So it's going to ask me for the password for this. Now, what it does say though is that it runs I with a wildcard after it. So what if I change the order of this and I put the I first and then everything else comes after it like that? What do we reckon? Will that work? There we go. Just change the order, guys. That's it. Just to make sure it matches the mask. Okay, fine. So, due to us needing to run I before wildcard, we change the order of flags on the final line as follows. What a ride. Do I like this one? Yeah, I think I do. Was it frustrating? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're done. Let's get this finished. Hardest box so far. I've said there's about a couple, that's because they keep getting harder. So, you know how it is. Thankfully, it didn't take us too long to root once we had the access. Difficulty rating of root? No, that was simple. But this it's between a 7 and an 8, guys. Thank you for joining. I am player 996. I'm in the top 1,000 to have rooted this. And if you hurry up and root it yourselves, then you'll be in the top 1,000 as well. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you for sticking with me through this madness. Please leave a like. Definitely, if you haven't already, please subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see more hair pulling. I wear a hat so I can't pull my hair out, that's it. And please visit Nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. We're done. We're done.